The Force 5 door system's assembly instructions apply to the Force 5 third-party certified single doors, single and double continuous sidelight units, and French and hinged patio units. Please note, these assembly instructions are basic best practices when assembling your Force 5 door system. Required tools for assembling a Force 5 door system include the following: a screw gun with a number 2 Phillips drive bit, a caulk gun, a chisel or flathead screwdriver, a staple gun. Required supplies for assembling a Force 5 door system include the following: number 8 by 1 5/8 inch wood screws to secure the frame at the header and sill, number 8 by 3 inch wood screws to secure the mullion, 7/16 inch crown by 2 inch long chisel point staples if stapling the frame together, caulk or sealant of one of the following types: polyurethane or polymer-based or 100% silicone, 1 10-ounce tube, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch 22 gauge staples to secure the door bottom sweep and door top seal, 1/8 inch thick spacers, number 10 by 1 inch, number 10 by 3/4 of an inch, and number 8 by 2.5 inch screws for hinge attachment. Hardware pack supplied with the ultimate astragal assembly. Required components for a Force 5 door unit include the following: for single doors, a composite Z-Series sill, 2 jambs, a header, Force 5 weather strip, simple solution corner pads, in-swing only, an active door panel, hinges, a door frame alignment bracket, which is optional, and for in-swing units only, a Force 5 door bottom, and for outswing units only, a Force 5 door top, a Sure sill pan, which is optional. For sidelight and patio doors, in addition to components mentioned for single doors, one-piece mullions, a continuous header, a continuous sill, fixed or sidelight panels, Force 5 tested composite sidelight seats. For French doors, in addition to components mentioned for single doors, the ultimate astragal or the ultimate flip lever astragal, a passive panel, a header plate, standard or hurricane, a sill cup, in-swing or outswing, a sill plate for outswing hurricane only. Step 1. Frame and mull assembly at the header. Ensure that the jamb and header are properly aligned. Secure the first jamb to the header with 3 number 8 by 1 5/8 inch screws or 3/16 gauge, 7/16 inch crown by 2 inch long staples. Repeat the process for the other jamb. For mulled units, ensure that the mullion and header are properly aligned. Attach the mullion to the header with 2 number 8 by 3 inch screws. Note that for high wind zone applications, 3 screws are required in the top of the mullion. Step 2. Frame assembly at the sill. Apply sealant to the face of each jamb where it meets the sill, as well as to the bottom of each jamb tenon. Ensure that the jamb and sill are properly aligned. Secure the first jamb to the sill with 3 number 8 by 1 5/8 inch screws, or 3/16 gauge, 7/16 of an inch crown by 2 inch long staples, and 1 number 8 by 1 5/8 inch screw. Repeat the process for the other jamb. Step 3. Mull assembly at the sill. Note that for mulled units, sealant must be applied at the same time as it is applied to the jambs. Caulk thoroughly in the sill dam leg curve slot at the mullion haunch cut. Caulk the bottom of the mull surfaces on either side of the curve slot and the portion which sits in the sill channel. Apply caulk to the sill channel where the mullion will attach, covering the bottom surface and the sill dam inside face. Align the sill with the base of each jamb and mullion. Secure the mullion to the sill with 2 number 8 by 3 inch screws. Frame saver mullions should be pre-drilled at the bottom for easier assembly. Note that for high wind zone applications, 3 screws are required in the bottom of the mullion. Step 4. Weather strip insertion. Insert the weather strip kerf leg fully into the jamb kerf slot, header kerf slot, and mullion kerf slot. Ensure that the weather strip pieces match at the top corners. For in-swing and outswing units, and at the bottom corners for outswing units only, weather strip ends should lightly touch the frame face. On in-swing units, the bottom of the weather strip leg should just touch the sill deck, or be just above the deck up to 1/8 inch. Wrinkles and folds in the weather strip must be avoided. Step 5. Fixed panel assembly. Apply sealant to the top face of the sidelight cap, along the front and rear edges, as well as at each end. Apply sealant to the bottom of the frame kerf slot, in front of the sidelight cap, down to the sill deck. Apply a continuous bead of caulking along the stop faces of the side and top frames. Note that glazing tape is not permitted as a substitute for caulking in Force 5 door units. Place the fixed panel into the frame opening, bottom side first. Push the panel so it seats tight against the sidelight cap, then tight against the mullion. Insert two 1/8 of an inch thick spacers between the top of the panel and the header. Insert 1/8 of an inch thick spacers between the side of the panel and the jamb at each hinge position. Secure the fixed panel to the frame with number 8 by 2.5 inch screws. The screws should be positioned at the midpoint of the panel thickness. First, apply screws through the mullion at each hinge location. Next, apply screws through the jamb at each hinge location. At the header, apply one screw through the header into the fixed panel for sidelight panels, and two screws through the header into the fixed panel for full-size panels. For high wind applications, apply number 8 by 3 inch screws through the bottom of the sill into the panel at locations opposite the header screws. Step 6. Attach door bottom and top seals. Door bottom, in swing only. Ensure that the length of the door bottom seal equals the door panel width. Caulk the front of the exterior kerf leg base along its entire length. Caulk at each end of the door bottom top face. Attach the door bottom seal to the door panel, ensuring it is fully seated. Use a rubber mallet if needed. Secure each end of the door bottom seal to the panel with light gauge staples. Door top, outswing only. Door top seals are applied to outswing operating panels only. Confirm the length of the door top seal. The length equals the door panel width minus 1/2 inch. Orient the seal such that the short rigid lip contacts the exterior face of the door panel. Align one end flush with the door panel hinge style face. Attach the seal to the top of the floor panel with 1/2 inch by 18 gauge or similar staples. Position staples 1/2 inch from each end and 3 to 4 inches apart. Take care to not staple over the flexible sealing fin. Step 7. Astragal attachment. The following instructions apply to pre-hanger assembly of Endura's Ultimate Astragal. Instructions apply to both in-swing and outswing versions, except where noted. Step 7A. Determine astragal placement. Ensure that the passive door panel is oriented such that the top edge and outside face positions are understood. The door panel non-hinged edge should be smooth and free of debris for astragal mounting. Step 7B. Remove flush bolts and strike support. Remove the Ultimate Astragal from its packaging. Remove the temporarily installed trim strip and the hardware pack and set both aside. Separate the field hardware pack from the shop hardware pack. Next, slide the upper and lower bolt assemblies out of the astragal body. Remember that the lower bolt on in-swing astragals contains the sealing pads. Step 7C. Position astragal and attach to passive door. Place the astragal body on the passive panel's non-hinged style. Verify that the astragal length matches the panel length. Orient the astragal as follows. For in-swing doors, the wide flange mates to the panel's exterior face. For outswing doors, the narrow flange mates to the panel exterior face. Note, for door panels with 1 11/16 of an inch thickness, apply the B seal to the wide flange leg, which contacts the door panel. This seal will take up the gap due to the reduced panel thickness. Remove the liner from the 2 tape strips on the back face of the astragal. Align the top of the astragal with the top of the door panel, and then press the astragal body onto the panel along its entire length. Secure the astragal to the panel by driving the 1-inch screws from the shop hardware pack into the 1/4 inch holes spaced along the length of the astragal body. The strike support will need to be moved to allow access to all astragal body mounting holes. Be careful to not over-tighten the screws, as this will cause the astragal body to deform and will negatively influence function. Step 7D. Reinsert flush bolts and secure strike support. Determine the proper location for the strike support. First, reinsert the bottom bolt. Then align the bottom end of the lower bolt pin with the bottom edge of the door panel. Slide the strike support down to the lower bolt. The top portion of the bottom bolt, which is the 2-inch section that includes the locking knob, slides under the strike support. Ensure this section is fully covered by the strike support. Reinsert the top bolt into the astragal body. The bottom portion of the top bolt, which is the 2-inch section that includes the locking knob, slides under the strike support. The top end of the upper bolt pin should align with the top edge of the door panel. Secure the strike support with a 1 5/8" screw from the shop hardware pack. Each bolt should slide freely with a nominal amount of resistance. Step 7E, proper corner pad positioning. For in-swing applications only, when reinserting the lower bolt, ensure that the fin leg on the simple solution corner pad snugly tucks under the astragal weather strip. Step 7F, security flange attachment, outswing only. This step applies to outswing units only. Verify that the length of the security flange matches the length of the active panel. Orient the flange so the leg with tape contacts the exterior face of the panel. The flange leg containing the mounting holes contacts the non-hinged edge of the panel. Remove the liner from the tape strip. Align the top of the flange with the top of the active door panel. Press the flange leg onto the panel along its entire length. Secure the flange with 1-inch screws. These screws have painted heads matching the color of the flange. Hinged panel assembly. Secure the hinges to the door panel by number 10 by 1-inch screws. Secure the hinges to the jamb or mullion with number 10 by 3/4" screws. For Mull hinged panels, use number 8 by 2.5" screws in the following locations. At the top hinge, placed in the 2 holes closest to the weather strip. On remaining hinges, placed in the top hole closest to the weather strip. Next, attach the Force 5 door system tag to the assembled door unit. This tag carries a unique identification number, which is necessary should a warranty claim occur. Secure the tag to the door unit in a place where the tag will be visible after the door unit is assembled. It is suggested that the tag be located on the rabbet face of the hinged jamb, either above or below the top hinge. Fasten the tag at each end with either a staple or small-headed nail. Step 10. Apply optional door frame alignment bracket. This will ensure that the door panel margins are maintained during shipment and installation. Insert 2 1/8" spacers on the active opening near the top strike corner, one at header and one at the jamb. Attach the optional door frame alignment bracket to the panel at the lock position. Close the active door. Next, check that the jamb, mullion, and header margins are consistent. The hinge margin should be 1/16 inch. The strike side margin should be 1/8 inch. The header margin should be 1/8 inch. Attach field hardware and instructions. Secure the following to the door unit. Installation instructions. Simple solution corner pads, astragal field hardware pack, and strike support trim strip. Finally, attach the Force 5 door system owner's manual and warranty guide. Note that it is important that these instructions are included with the finished door unit. Warranty coverage requires that the contents of this guide be followed. Assembly of the Force 5 door system is now complete.